Good morning and happy Monday. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Have you been trying to stay on track, doing the right thing, but yet feel like you've waited forever for something you've been praying and asking for? Do you realize how important it is to make sure you wait for God's perfect timing? Excuse me. I know it's really hard sometimes to wait, but I also know if we don't wait, we can be led astray by doing what we want instead of what the Lord has planned for our life. And that's always a mistake. If we don't wait on what the Lord wants for our life, we will always regret it. I remember praying for almost 5 years for a husband, but I haven't even been dating or anything because I was building a much needed relationship with the Lord as well as building the store. But then I met someone that I thought was the one, and I let my flesh get in the way too soon. When that happened and I started a sinful relationship with this guy, it immediately stopped God's plan for my life. I should have known better, and I did. But I thought to myself, I've been praying and praying, so this has to be the right one. But the way this guy was just a little over a few months after I met him was obvious. And they were definitely red flags, but I just kept ignoring them because I was wanting to please my flesh. Does that sound familiar? Do you let your flesh get in the way of what God wants for your life? Do you realize when you're living in your flesh, you cannot please God? We're told in Romans 8:5-8. Those who live according to the sinful nature have their mind set on what the nature desires, but those who live in accordance with the Spirit have their mind set on what the Spirit desires. The mind of sinful man is death, but the mind controlled by the Spirit is life and peace. The sinful man is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so. Those controlled by the sinful nature cannot please God. So after reading that and thinking about it, are you pleasing God? Or are you still pleasing your sinful nature? We have to make sure we're constantly living our lives, putting them down to follow Jesus. We aren't to continue walking in our sinful ways when we're a follower of Christ. That's why we should always be rooted and grounded in the truth and the Word. So stop trying to make things happen in your time, and even if it's been almost 5 years, make sure you don't jump into something that isn't for you, because then you'll go down a lonely road and still be in the same spot you were in. Let's continually remind ourselves what the Lord tells us in Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I know the word is nothing but truth. So make sure you quit rushing things and wait for the Lord's perfect timing, because then what you've been waiting for will be. Straight from God through Dawn Marie. Love you all and have a blessed rest of your evening.